Congratulations, Paul, and welcome to the after-match press conference here with James and Dan.
Big time.
Big time, massive time. James is going to go first with his questions.
Right. So how tough was that game, Paul?
It was really tough. You know, we knew it wouldn't be easy, and then when you give a goal away in the first 2 or 3 minutes, I'm glad Denny made that mistake early on because it gave us plenty of time to recover, really. And once we recovered and we got a goal, he recovered, did Denny, and we said we'd score from a set piece because I'd watched the Long Eaton games and thought that they looked a bit vulnerable from set pieces, so I was pleased with that. We got the goal back.
Was it Denny that scored?
Denny scored the first goal, yeah, so I was pleased for him. Obviously he was a bit distraught with making the mistake, trying to be too clever really, and then he made the second one with a great driving run from defence into midfield, laid it off to Paddy, great ball, and I've been asking for it all year long, get across the near post, and Carl got across and got his customary goal, so pleased with that. To go in at 2-1, I thought we were comfortable really. They only had the one up front and it made it quite easy to pass out from the back, and I thought we played some nice attractive football. Obviously the pitch started to cut up a little bit, as good as it is. We'd had some horrendous weather over the past few days, so it is a bit wet on top, but it played okay. But the second half, we've shot ourselves in the foot. I've played hell with them there. The amount of times that you start from a centre kick and you go backwards and put yourself under pressure. We ended up going back to Liam, back to Denny. Denny misses it. They get a corner. From the corner, Paddy made a brilliant stop on the line, and you think you've got away with it, but resultingly, you know, it's gone out to the right winger, put a great ball in, and the kids scored. So I was really annoyed with both goals that we've conceded. But then
the game sort of changed then a little bit because of the sendings off.
Then the sendings off. Well, it was a bad tackle on Josh Green, and his ankle's gone ballooned up again. I've just had a look at it. So he's going to be out for a week or so now, is Josh. But Carl's reacted and shoved him in the chest, and then the lads headbutted Callum. So, you know, it's just Carl saying I shouldn't have been sent off. But when you get involved and you push somebody in the chest, you're likely to get sent off. You know, we've got to be smarter than that. You know, we can't afford in competitions like this to do stupid things. Your discipline's got to be spot on all the time. And it could have cost us, but in the end, Callum Ward's pulled us out of with an absolute worldie of a left foot shot.
You finished the game quite strongly though. There was a sort of a 5-minute period where nobody was really in it after the sendings off, but then you got into them. Yeah,
we upped the ante a little bit. Obviously, you know, because we were at home, I didn't want to have a draw or extra time and go there a week on Saturday or whenever it would have been. So yeah, we were always confident that we could win the game, because at half time you'd seen what they had, but FA Vars, it brings out the best in players, and they've responded and really had a go the second half. So just pleased to get through. You know, you're not going to get any easy games now, you know, into the last 16 of the Vars. So
you're into the last 16, obviously not so far away from Wembley. How much of a reality is now the possibility of going to Wembley?
Well, we've talked about it all season. You know, I've said this squad is strong enough to have a crack at the Vars. I don't know how the other teams have gone on today, but we're there on merit now. We've had some reasonably good ties. We just need to be lucky now and get another home draw on Monday. So if we get the home draw, we can beat anybody at home.
You say you need to be lucky and get that home draw again.
Yeah.
How important was having a packed out stadium to roll your players on? Because they came back twice from being behind. It's a great effort. Great effort, Dan, and obviously, you know, they keep saying they're the 12th man, and they really are. Sometimes you've got to play under that pressure of the expectancy of a big crowd, and it is difficult because other teams raise their game when they see 600 odd people here. So it was great to see a few old faces were down, some of my old players from Harrogate Railway days, Nigel Danby, Steve Davey, Patrick Gorn. There was quite a few all come down to watch. So
Andy Sunley
was there, was he? I think Bob Hunter was here. He said he was coming over. So there was lots of interest in the game, and that's what, you know, eye to eye have generated down at Tadcaster. The interest in Yorkshire is unbelievable now.
I mean, this atmosphere must be one of the best you've had since you took over.
It's week in, week out now. It's not one-off games, is it?
600 people in. You've never had that before, I don't think.
No. Well, I think once when they played Winterton in a FA Vars game, there was 1,000, but. No, in the modern day we haven't had anywhere near that. I think 400 and something when we won the league against Hemsworth. That was quite a big game, and
Yeah,
we've had a few 500s
yeah.
against Bridlington and Gaffer, was it? So, yeah, and you know, it's a testament to our club at the moment that the West Riding County Cup game against Bradford away, they've asked it to switch to here because our pitch is better than theirs and we get more bigger crowds. So that's just a testament to what we're achieving at Tadcaster at the moment.
You said before the game that Brocton, they do score a lot but they concede a lot as well. Was that your tactic going into the game, to really push forward and try and get those goals? And it obviously worked today.
Yeah, you know, we were always going to start on the front foot. And you know, when you play with Josh Green in Carl Stewart and Callum Ward up front, you've got goals in that team, so it was just whether we got the movement right. In the first 15-20 minutes we didn't have the movement right, but after that I thought we started to dictate the play. They sat back and let us bring it out from defence, and we started to get a little bit more movement, and obviously we got the goal from the set piece, and then we got a goal from good movement from obviously Denny and Paddy into Carl. So yeah, overall, you're just chuffed to get through to the last 16 of the Vars, and it's not going to get any easier. It's only going to get harder. So we've got to be ready for it now. But if the crowds keep coming like they've been coming, it does help the team.
So this week the forecast doesn't look good, and this obviously must have been a draining game for the players.
Yeah.
Obviously you're meant to be at Nostell, but
I don't know if Nostell have played today, have they?
They've played. They've lost 2-0 to Fackley.
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might be off on Tuesday, but you know, you don't know. They had a lot of work done on the ground, and I haven't been this year, so I don't know. But we've got plenty of players. You know, Danny Patterson's signed on now. We've got Matthew Sparks, who unfortunately didn't get on today. We've just made another signing of Nathan Kamara, coming back from Selby, so he's going to be available from now. We've made another signing of Danny Stimson, centre back.
Breaking news, that
breaking
James.
news, James. That's your first one today.
Don't tell Ed White.
Just signed on now. So he's just signed on. So that's another defender. So
What can you tell us about Nathan?
Nathan has left Selby. He had an operation quite a while ago on his knee. He's coming back from a knee operation in which he's trained 4 times now with the club. Desperate to get back in. He knows it's going to be tough to break into the squad.
What kind of player is he?
Nathan's a powerhouse. You know, he's played for us before. Him and his brother Chris both played down here, and on his days unplayable is Nathan. So we've got to make sure he has quite a lot of those days, because he is a handful driving forward from midfield. He can play anywhere, can Nathan.
What about Danny Stimson?
Danny Stimson, we got an email the other day.
Who's that lady there?
Nobody.
We got an email the other day of expressing his interest in joining the club. We've looked at his previous background, and he's got great quality about where he's played at. Leeds United, York City, Huddersfield. He's come back from an ACL operation, been at Ossett Town, but wants to just get back playing again. He was at Harrogate Town. He did his knee at Harrogate Town.
Has he played this much? I know he signed for Ossett Town at the start of the season. Has he played this year?
I don't know if he's played at all.
Just finally from me, David Brown coming on at the end, he could have had a hat-trick.
He could have scored a hat-trick, bless him.
What did you make of his performance? He looked so lively.
Yeah, he's lively, and he's always going to be a handful when he comes on with tiring defences. And the same as Vinny. You know, Vinny's come on here and he's smoked the kid a couple of times, laid it to Brownie, and again, you know, we should score, and Brownie will be upset that, you know, because he's a squad player to come on and do things like that. And same as Vinny, they've got so much in their lockers, ability-wise, but you know, sometimes you've got to wear defences out and then let them come on and express themselves and score the goals. You know, Callum and Josh and Carl are working extremely hard. Callum was outstanding today. His work rate was unbelievable, especially the second half when Carl got sent off. I thought Callum just ran the show up there, bullied him, and to score a goal like that. And it makes it easy when Brown is coming on, because the lads who he's playing against are absolutely shot. So you know, we should have killed the game off, but we don't do anything easy at Tadcaster. It's going to be one of those roller coaster seasons, but just, you know, so pleased to get through.
Paul, we mentioned several times about teams coming here and raising the game. How are you going to combat that? How are you going to get your players to raise their game to ensure that it's not always just a scraping through or getting a draw, or worst case getting beat?
Well, it's difficult. You know, we've been beat by Cleethorpes a while ago here, and we had one of those nights where there was 7 or 8 players underperformed, and we've just got to make sure that everybody thinks about their own game, not other players' games, concentrates on their own games, and keeps the consistency in it. But we will be rotating players now because we've got such a strong squad of players. So they've all got to understand it, and if they don't like it, they'll end up leaving. So they've got to just get on with it, whether they're starting, subbing, or not involved in the squad.
What about the fans' expectations? Obviously, a lot more fans coming down now, and their expectations are high. Do you feel any pressure to manage their expectations?
I don't feel the pressure to manage their expectations. I just feel the pressure of my own expectations of winning every game we play at Tadcaster. And it will be difficult because, like you say, everybody wants to come here and they raise their game. And, we've just got to be big and strong, and I've won this league before with big, strong players, and we're getting a team now that's full of everything. So, we've just got to manage it accordingly.
2 great saves from Tom Morgan to keep us in the game.
Unbelievable, yeah, one-on-ones, outstanding reflexes for a 31-year-old. So
he don't look it, does he?
He don't look it. He looks about 60, bless him. So no,
definitely kept us in the game.
I'm pleased. Yeah, he's talking, and his shot stopping were outstanding today. So yeah, chuffed to bits for Tom. But I thought Tom Class was man of the match, outstanding in midfield. He run the show, him and Liam. But I thought Classy was our best player today.
Danny Patterson, obviously his debut for the club. How do you think he did?
Yeah, he come on, he looked lively, he was running around a lot. I think that's what I remember of him at Parkgate. He's all energy and gets,
closing down.
Similar to Tomo. So, he looks like he plays very similar to Nick, driving here, there and everywhere, and wants to get involved. So that's good. He'll be another great addition to the squad.
Any more from the press conference, James?
No, that's fine from me.
Paul, just a final word then, please, if you would, on the TSC.
TSC, amazing. The next target's got to be 1,000. If we get a home tie in the next round, I want to see 1,000 people here. So tell your friends, family and all your mates to get down to Super Tadcaster.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paul. Well done.